Defending a thesis or dissertation can be a rigorous process, with questions that test the depth of your understanding and the robustness of your research. Here are some commonly asked questions during a thesis or dissertation defense, along with suggestions for how to answer them effectively. 1. Can you summarize your thesis dissertation? Answer. Provide a concise summary that covers the main research question, the methodology, key findings, and the significance of your work. Focus on the contribution your research makes to the field. Answer. My research examines the impact of social media usage on the academic performance of high school students. I conducted a mixed methods study combining quantitative surveys of 300 students with qualitative interviews of 20 students. The key findings indicate that moderate use of social media for educational purposes can positively impact academic performance, while excessive non-educational use correlates with lower grades. This study contributes to understanding the nuanced effects of social media on education and offers insights for educators and policymakers to optimize social media use among students. 2. What motivated you to choose this research topic? Answer. Discuss your personal interest in the topic, any gaps in the literature you aim to address, and the potential impact of your research on the field or society. I chose this topic due to my background in education and personal observations of how social media is pervasive among teenagers. There was a noticeable gap in the literature regarding the specific impact of different types of social media use on academic performance, which I aimed to address. Additionally, I wanted to provide practical recommendations for educators and parents to help students use social media effectively. 3. What are the key findings of your research? Highlight the most important results of your study. Be clear and specific about what you discovered and why these findings are significant. The study revealed that students who use social media for educational purposes, such as group studies or accessing educational content, tend to perform better academically. Conversely, students who spend a significant amount of time on non-educational social media activities, such as casual browsing and gaming, tend to have lower grades. Interestingly, the data also show that a balanced approach to social media use with regulated time and purpose can yield the best academic outcomes. 4. How does your work contribute to the existing body of knowledge? Answer. Explain how your research advances understanding in your field. Discuss any new theories, methodologies, or insights your work has introduced. My research contributes to the body of knowledge by providing a more nuanced understanding of how different types of social media use affect academic performance. It highlights the potential benefits of using social media for educational purposes and the risks associated with excessive recreational use. This study also adds to the debate on digital literacy and the role of social media in education, offering new data and insights that can inform future studies and policy decisions. 5. What are the limitations of your study? Answer. Acknowledge the limitations honestly. Discuss any constraints related to your methodology, sample size, scope, or other factors, and suggest how future research could address these limitations. The main limitations of my study include the self-reported nature of the survey data, which may be subject to biases. The sample size, while sufficient for initial findings, is relatively small and limited to one geographic area, which may not be generalizable. Additionally, the study only captures a snapshot in time and does not account for long-term effects of social media use on academic performance. 6. Can you explain your methodology? Why did you choose this particular approach? Answer. Provide a clear explanation of your research design and methods. Justify your choices by discussing how they are appropriate for answering your research questions and achieving your objectives. I used a mixed methods approach to provide both breadth and depth in understanding the impact of social media. The quantitative survey allowed me to gather broad data from a larger sample, identifying general trends and correlations. The qualitative interviews provided deeper insights into the students' personal experiences and perceptions. This combination was chosen to ensure a comprehensive analysis, balancing statistical analysis with detailed personal narratives. 7. What were the biggest challenges you faced during your research, and how did you overcome them? Answer. Describe specific obstacles you encountered and the strategies you used to address them. This could include methodological issues, data collection challenges, or theoretical difficulties. One of the biggest challenges was obtaining accurate self-reported data from students, as they might overestimate or underestimate their social media use. To mitigate this, I cross-checked survey responses with qualitative interview data to identify discrepancies. Another challenge was ensuring a representative sample. I addressed this by collaborating with multiple schools to diversify the participant pool. 8. How do your findings compare with previous research in this area? Discuss how your results align or differ from existing studies. Highlight any agreements or contradictions, and provide possible explanations for these. My findings align with previous research that indicates a negative correlation between excessive social media use and academic performance. However, my study adds a new dimension by highlighting the positive impact of educational social media use. This contrasts with some studies that paint social media use with a broad negative brush, emphasizing that the context and purpose of use are crucial factors. 9. What are the practical implications of your research? Answer. Talk about how your findings can be applied in real-world scenarios. Discuss any recommendations you have for practitioners, policymakers, or other stakeholders. Practically, my research suggests schools should integrate social media as a tool for education, encouraging its use for collaborative learning and accessing educational resources. For parents, setting guidelines around social media use can help students balance their time effectively. Policymakers might consider frameworks for digital literacy programs that teach students how to use social media responsibly and productively. 10. What are your plans for future research? Outline potential directions for further study based on your findings. Discuss how you or others might build on your work to continue advancing the field. Future research could expand the sample size to include a more diverse population, including different age groups and geographic locations, to enhance generalizability. Longitudinal studies would help understand the long-term effects of social media use on academic performance. Additionally, exploring the impact of specific social media platforms and content types on different academic subjects could provide more detailed insights. 11. Why did you choose your theoretical framework? Answer. Explain the relevance of the theoretical framework to your study. Discuss how it guided your research questions, methodology, and analysis. I chose the uses and gratifications theory as my theoretical framework because it helps explain how individuals actively seek out specific media to satisfy various needs. This framework was particularly relevant in understanding why students use social media and how these motivations influence their academic outcomes. It provided a robust structure for analyzing both the positive and negative impacts of social media use. 12. Can you discuss any ethical considerations involved in your research? Answer. Describe the ethical guidelines you followed, any ethical dilemmas you encountered, and how you addressed them. Emphasize the importance of ethical integrity in your work. Ethical considerations included ensuring informed consent from all participants and guaranteeing the confidentiality of their responses. Given the involvement of minors, I obtained parental consent and provided clear information about the study's purpose and procedures. I also ensured that the data collected was anonymized to protect the students' identities. 13. What would you do differently if you were to start your research over again? Answer. Reflect on the research process and identify any changes you would make. This could involve different methodologies, data sources, or theoretical approaches. If I were to start over, I would include a more diverse sample by collaborating with schools from different regions and socioeconomic backgrounds to enhance the generalizability of the findings. Additionally, I would consider incorporating a longitudinal component to track changes over time and better understand the long-term impacts of social media use on academic performance. 14. How did you ensure the reliability and validity of your data? Discuss the steps you took to ensure your data was accurate and trustworthy. This might include specific techniques for data collection, analysis, and cross-verification. To ensure reliability, I used standardized survey instruments with established validity and reliability metrics. I conducted a pilot study to test and refine these instruments. For validity, I triangulated data by comparing survey results with qualitative interview findings. Peer reviews and feedback from experts in the field also helped validate my methodology and findings. Hasher 15. What are the main theoretical implications of your study? Answer. Explain how your findings contribute to the theoretical understanding of your topic. Discuss any new theories or modifications to existing theories that your work suggests. Theoretically, my study suggests that the impact of social media on academic performance is multifaceted and cannot be understood through a single lens. It challenges the predominantly negative view of social media in academic contexts and supports the idea that the purpose and context of use are crucial. This could lead to a re-evaluation of how digital media is integrated into educational theories and practices. By preparing detailed and thoughtful responses to these questions, you can demonstrate a deep understanding of your research and its implications, making a strong case for the significance and rigor of your work. Preparing for your defense. Know your work inside out. Be thoroughly familiar with every aspect of your research. Practice your presentation. Rehearse your summary and answers to potential questions. Anticipate questions. Think about potential weaknesses or controversial aspects of your work and prepare responses. Stay calm and professional. Respond thoughtfully and respectfully, even to critical questions. By preparing for these questions and articulating clear, well-thought-out answers, you can demonstrate the depth and significance of your research, ultimately defending your thesis or dissertation successfully.